trophies of rifles and shotguns. The guests were flocking in from every side, shaking hands with the Comte d'Aigleroche, one of those typical country squires, heavily and powerfully built, who lives only for hunting and shooting. He was standing before the fire with a large glass of old brandy in his hand, drinking the health of each new arrival. Hortense kissed him absently. "What, uncle! You who are usually so sober!" "Pooh!" he said. "A man may surely indulge himself a little once a year." "Aunt will give you a scolding." "Your aunt has one of her sick headaches, and is not coming down. Besides," he added gruffly, "it is not her business, and still less is it yours, my dear child." Prince Rénine came up to Hortense. He was a young man, very smartly dressed, with a narrow and rather pale face, whose eyes held by turns the gentlest and the harshest, the most friendly and the most satirical expression. He bowed to her, kissed her hand and said: "May I remind you of your kind promise, dear madame?" "My promise?" "Yes, we agreed that we should repeat our delightful excursion of yesterday and try to go over that old boarded up place, the look of which made us so curious. It seems to be known as the Domaine de Halingre." She answered a little curtly: "I'm extremely sorry, monsieur, but it would be rather far and I'm feeling a little done up. I shall go for a canter in the park and come indoors again." There was a pause. Then Serge Rénine said, smiling, with his eyes fixed on hers and in a voice which she alone could hear: "I am sure that you'll keep your promise and that you'll let me come with you. It would be better." "For whom? For you, you mean?" "For you too, I assure you." She coloured slightly, but did not reply, shook hands with a few people around her and left the room. A groom was holding the horse at the foot of the steps. She mounted and set off towards the woods beyond the park. It was a cool, still morning. Through the leaves, which barely quivered, the sky showed crystalline blue. Hortense rode at a walk down winding avenues which in half an hour brought her to a countryside of ravines and bluffs, intersected by the high road. She stopped. There was not a sound. Rossigny must have stopped his engine and concealed the car in the thickets around the If cross roads. She was 500 yards at most from that circular space. After hesitating for a few seconds, she dismounted, tied her horse carelessly, so that he could release himself by the least effort, and return to the house, shrouded her face in the long brown veil that hung over her shoulders, and walked on. As she expected, she saw Rossigny directly she reached the first turn in the road. He ran up to her and threw her into the coppice. "Quick, quick! Oh, I was so afraid that you would be late, or even change your mind. And here you are! It seems too good to be true." She smiled. "You appear to be quite happy to do an idiotic thing." "I should think I am happy. And so will you be. I swear you will. Your life will be one long fairy tale. You shall have every luxury and all the money you can wish for." "I want neither money nor luxuries." "What then?" "Happiness." "You can safely leave your happiness to me." She replied, jestingly: "I rather doubt the quality of the happiness which you would give me." "Wait, you'll see, you'll see." They had reached the motor. Rossigny, still stammering expressions of delight, started the engine. Hortense stepped in and wrapped herself in a wide cloak. The car followed the narrow, grassy path which led back to the cross roads, and Rossigny was accelerating the speed, when he was suddenly forced to pull up. A shot had rung out from the neighbouring wood, on the right. The car was swerving from side to side. "A front tire burst!" shouted Rossigny, leaping to the ground. "Not a bit of it!" cried Hortense. "Somebody fired." "Impossible, my dear! Don't be so absurd." At that moment, 2 slight shocks were felt and 2 more reports were heard, one after the other, some way off and still in the wood. Rossigny snarled: "The back tires burst now. Both of them. But who in the devil's name can the ruffian be? Just let me get hold of him, that's all." He clambered up the roadside slope. There was no one there. Moreover, the leaves of the coppice blocked the view. "Damn it! Damn it!" he swore. "You were right. Somebody was firing at the car. Oh, this is a bit thick! We shall be held up for hours. 3 tires to mend."